Think of the highest mountain you ever climbed. Bradgate Park when you were 6, Snowdon on the Year 9 school trip, Scafell as a hungover student, Helvellyn, Penifan, the Highlands, the peak in the clouds and you on the ground looking up. Remember how impossibly high it seemed? Now imagine you're in a sort of warped Van Gogh meets Escher collaborative painting and the mountain is made of fruit. Oranges, apples, honeydew, melons, some with the stickers still left on. Flies swarm all 8,000 feet of the thing. This is higher than Ben Nevis and 2 miles wide. That's wider than Ayers Rock, and similarly, you can't climb it. On the surface, it looks relatively stable. The new stuff, a skip full of satsumas just delivered, little green on the outside, misshapen rinds, but underneath this, it's just liquids. And there are only a few satsumas. And the shop's got to make a profit. If they're going to be led by the consumers who refuse to part with their money over something that's ugly, then what else can they do? And no one wants a poem with statistics in it, which is why we started with that nice mountain image. And it might not be Everest, but it's a pretty good infographic to begin with to make the numbers about to follow not seem so floating. Each year, the world throws away a third of the food that's produced. And some of that's lost. In developing countries, it's unintentional, it's poor equipment, transportation, but in places like this, it's just waste. And if food waste were a country, it'd be the highest emitter of greenhouse gases after China and the US. And what's to blame? For the endless chase for John Lewis perfection, the woman from M&S providing the narration for your weeknight weekly shop. Don't pick that one. Looks like it might go off given a day or two, so where do you think it ends up? And it's not just that mountain of fruit we got to feel guilty for. It's the 1.4 billion hectares of farmland used to grow food that just gets sent away to rot. But the world's a big place. And it's easy to feel like you're just one person. Isn't that why we've got leaders and politicians? Each year, in Britain specifically, 50 million tonnes of food is lost or wasted. Milk, bread, fruit and veg, still just numbers though, isn't it? And you've got enough on your plate to be worrying about the shape of a potato or whether that courgette's going to be any good come Sunday lunch. In the papers, the daily headlines sit side by side. In the UK, 45% of fruit and vegetables go straight to the bin lorry. In the UK, 1 in 5 children live in food insecurity. Families lack access to safe, sufficient, nutritious ways to be able to feed them. Mums go hungry for days so that kids can eat. This is England in 2018. How can we have queues at the doors of food banks on the same street as supermarkets are sending skips of fresh food out the doors to landfill? Not aesthetically pleasing. We all saw Hugh Fernie-Whitting's stall in front of his mountain of parsnips last Christmas. There's that mountain image again. But what can you do against an industry desperate to keep its secrets and leaders so willing to protect them? When 800 million are suffering from malnutrition and cutting food waste by a quarter will mean enough foods for everyone. When cutting food waste by a quarter will mean enough foods for everyone.